Jenny.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessamine Moyer. This is Good Morning LaLa Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch. Welcome to #Thought Thursday. We're so excited, Tanya. They're filling in today for Dr. Aaron.
Thanks, yay.
It is
Thank
Thought,
you, Aaron.
It is Thought Thursday. It's Tanya Memi Thursday.
That's
right?
The
It is. It is. You're the thought of the day.
All right.
How about that? Whole day devoted to you.
Well, we're so excited to have you joining us today on a
thank you.
very special day. We're excited to welcome our guests from the back studio. Hello and good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, thank you so much. Jennifer Shultz is in the house. You know, she is helping us really transform our lives from the outside in. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. How are
Thank you so much for being with us today. We're really excited to get to know more about you and what you do to help people build and share their legacies. But first, we want to know, how do you start your day?
Well, I actually do have a total ritual in the morning. I wake up, I turn on Darren Hardy is one of my coaches, watch him. And then I also watch my coach Shanda Supner and on Facebook Live, and then I watch Joyce Meyer, Joel Osteen, and I literally fill my brain with just positive energy, positive feedback, and just really good information. So that's and then I watch
not
Good
like my morning.
and then I watch Good Morning.
Unbelievable. I can learn from you, Jennifer. No, not at all.
And then at 9 a.m. though, I watch you guys. Good Morning LaLa Land.
Exactly. Thank you, Jen. We appreciate your support. We're so excited that you are with us today. We've got the gorgeous Dr. Victoria Weitzman in. Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. A master at transforming lives from the outside in, Ms. Jennifer Shultz is in the house. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being with us today. I think what you do is so incredible. If you wouldn't mind sharing with our audience a bit about how you create an opportunity for people to leave a legacy.
Okay, yeah, it's really interesting and fun. I don't know how it all happened other than giving the glory to God, but I started off as a stylist, and then I ended up having a fashion show, which I was hoping at least 20 people would show up because the room held 50, and we had over 85, and we raised money for a charity. And that's when I knew that was my passion. And so I started working with CEOs and entrepreneurs who want to leave a legacy and work with their, cause or their movement or their charity. And I produce fashion galas basically now, and we've gone from 85 to over 300 people and lots of different charities for smaller ones that no one's even heard of to bigger ones like American Heart Association and Cancer Schmancer. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness. Wow, quite the entrepreneur. That's incredible.
Thank you.
You know, it's first impression says so much. It doesn't have to be on a red carpet or a runway. Just approaching life ready for that moment means the world. So how do you use your unique vision and experience as a stylist to help somebody create that for themselves?
As far as a fashion or working with the entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of find out what their vision is and what legacy do they want to leave for their family, for their company. Not only leave, but create right now while they're living. I call it a living legacy. And so, I want them to have a culture within their community of having their assistant walk down the runway, having a wife walk down the runway, or a husband walk down the runway, or their kids walk down the runway. So I have just average people walking the runway versus hiring, 18-year-old models, which people in the audience usually can't relate to.
That's very true, yeah.
And different sizes from 2 on up to size 20, and then ages basically from 25 on up to 75 years old.
And do you showcase different designers? Are some of them your designs? Do you?
No, I'm not a designer.
You're the coordinator, which is your job.
Yeah, I produce and host, and I do work with different designers and different boutiques in the area, and somehow it just all starts coming together. And then we pick, either they pick a charity or I pick a charity, and then we raise money for that particular charity. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I've also now I've been doing things for different talk shows for different products that want to give back. So I've been able to be on some different morning shows and represent their product, and then they donate a portion of the proceeds.
How do you choose the products that you want to endorse?
So far, I've been blessed with the products. I love everything that has been approached.
Like what?
Gosh, let me think. We've had some really good ones. We had, for graduation, oh my gosh, now you're putting me on the spot. I know, I'm trying to remember, what did we do? Well, you know what, okay, there was some hats. There was really cute hats for men and, women that was really cool, called 10th Street Hats. And so then they donated a portion of the proceeds back to a charity, which I've done for the fires, when we had the fires, and for the hurricanes. So it's been nice to be able to do other things, to be able to give back for the bigger causes in our world, in our country.
Well, your personal journey is really inspiring, because I know that there was a moment that you decided you needed to really live and focus on your purpose. Would you mind taking us to that moment?
Yeah, oh my God, you're bringing me to tears right now. I'm assuming you're talking about when I had my heart attack. Yeah, so sorry, I get emotional. I don't know why I get emotional. I had a heart attack 5 years ago. Sorry.
No, this is good. It's important to talk about. It's important to share, because so many women have experienced this, or their partners or their mothers have lived through something like that.
Yeah. I had a heart attack 5 years ago because of stress, a stressful relationship I was in, not a healthy relationship. So it had nothing to do with that I wasn't healthy, or I worked out, I did all that. Even the doctor said, what's going on? You're healthy, you're young, you don't smoke, you don't drink. And it was because of all this stress. So that saying stress can kill is true. It can kill. So I had the heart attack, and I knew at that moment I needed to change my situation.
Can I ask you, though, because I think it's really important, the conversation on heart attacks, how did you know you were having a heart attack?
I didn't know, my daughter did. It was late at night, and I had gotten into an altercation with the gentleman that I was with at that time, and my ex-fiance, and all of a sudden I was doing this. I'm like, oh, my chest is killing me, and my arm started hurting, and my daughter, she was, at the time, 5 years ago, I don't know, she was like 22 or something. She said, Mommy, I think you're having a heart attack. Yeah, right.
Right, you don't want to believe
you're
that.
like, it's 11 o'clock at night, I'm not going to ER.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right. One would
Not a convenient time to have a heart attack right
One would
now.
assume maybe after a fight with somebody that you truly love and you're passionate about, that you're heartbroken.
Yes, people have. Actually, that's
Okay.
interesting you say that, because she brought me to the hospital, and I was like, I'm not going. I fought her the whole way there, and we walk in, and as soon as you say you have a heart attack, they like wisp you in. I'm like, and I was being cocky. I'm like, oh, VIP, I get to go right in, because I was in denial about it, and so that's basically, if it weren't for her, I would have not went. But what I've discovered just in the last year, through a lot of my work with my coaches, is someone said to me, your heart was so broken, and you haven't healed your heart. Because I've dealt with health issues the past 2 years with Epstein-Barr, and my daughter and my other daughter said, Mommy, you need to hold your hand over your heart and pray for healing. And I did that on March 2nd, and on March 3rd, my health started getting better.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting the chills talking about it.
So powerful.
How did that change your life, the way that how you were living then as opposed to how you're living now?
Oh, completely, because now I mean, just in the sense I don't work weekends. I cut my work off at 5. I don't work the last week of every month, and I embrace every single second, and I take every minute. So I'm so grateful for being here with you guys. Is just, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, that Kelly, my publicist, is here, and you know what I mean, and just I'm grateful for everything.
And I'm sure you got a lot of stress out of your life too.
Yes,
Like
I don't
very
allow
different
stress
people.
in my life.
Right.
Yeah, that's another important thing. I don't allow stress.
Jennifer, how did you create those boundaries for yourself to not allow stress, to protect yourself and your heart in that?
I have to give the glory to God, honestly, because I think through prayer and just really learning to give myself and just pray and ask God to guide me and know that He delights in my prosperity, I learned to just cast my cares. And when it starts to get a stressful situation, I've learned to walk away and just say, I can't, this is not good for me, this is not healthy.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I love
For
that.
me.
How would you say it's clarified or crystallized your purpose too? Because you feel to be as purpose-driven as ever.
Definitely, yes, definitely purpose-driven. It just tells me that God had a plan, and I don't look at the heart attack as like, oh, it happened to me. It did happen to me, but I'm grateful for it because I've learned from it. I'm even grateful for the relationship I had because I learned from it. And I'm grateful for the Epstein-Barr, God forbid, that I've had, and it's kept me down. And I've been like this for the last 2 years, but I learned so much from it, and I'm grateful for it. And knowing that God has said, I want you to do these fashion galas, I want you to make a difference for 1 million lives, that gets me through the day when I'm not having a good health day or I'm just having monkey chatter in my head.
Did you start these fashion galas after the heart attack?
Yeah. after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's really
Yeah.
what catapulted you into really
Yes.
following your purpose.
I didn't know what I was doing. I started going to a place called Stonehouse in Westlake Village, and I'd get
Yeah.
all dressed up. I had my computer. I acted like I knew what I was doing. I looked like, oh yeah, I'm a hotshot. I had no clue
But
what I
you
was
weren't
doing.
really doing.
No, and then finally someone came, the owner actually came up to me one day, and we started getting to know each other. He said, "You're always dressed so sharp, and what do you do?" I said, "Oh, I'm a stylist." I didn't even have a client. And he said, "Well, I want you to style the whole staff."
Oh my God.
That's how it started.
Wow. Now this was after the heart attack?
After the heart
See,
attack.
It is so amazing the blessings that come
I know, right?
after something so traumatic. Like
Yeah.
when people go through something so deeply
Exactly.
profound and it's
Yeah.
tough and hard.
Yeah,
how
exactly.
There's these jewels come out of it.
Right.
You just need to be open.
It-
right?
yeah, definitely be open. And then I had the courage to say to him, "What if we did a fashion show called Style at Stonehouse?" Because that's the place.
Look how this all happened.
And now-
This is
yeah.
amazing.
Incredible.
I know.
I know.
I
God
have
is good.
chills. And I love, though, that you showed up and you were ready.
Yeah.
You know, to bring
Right.
it back to the conversation we were having at the top of the show. You mentioned you didn't know what you were doing.
Right.
You looked to the part, you dressed the part, you sat there, and you were ready. You were ready for the opportunity.
Yeah.
You were ready for that man to
Basically.
approach you and have that
Yeah.
conversation. And you just lit up and you spoke your truth. Even
Yeah.
though you didn't have a client,
Yeah.
you were.
Right.
I'm a stylist. I don't have to have a client.
Right.
You don't have to have anyone else's validation to be who you are.
Right, exactly.
And that's
exactly.
incredible.
And for entrepreneurs, I always tell them, it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing, just do it. You know, we'll make mistakes and that's okay, but just do it. I had no clue. I had never done a fashion show.
Did you ever call yourself a stylist before that moment?
Not really. I was,
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that is phenomenal. I'm learning right now. Yeah, awesome. You have to come on my show, Life Masters. I need to hear more about this.
okay.
Awesome. That is wonderful. I
Yeah.
mean, such a lesson for all of us to learn. That,
Yeah,
you know.
I had to do something. I had to get out of the situation. I had to
Yeah.
create and think of something. Actually, my girlfriend said, "You should be a stylist." I'm like, done.
Right.
Like it was that simple. I'm like, Jennifer Shultz style. Here we go. Boom. But again, the fashion shows came shortly after. Again, not knowing what I was doing, going up to Mr. Nodder saying, "What do you think about fashion show?" I had no clue what I was doing.
I always say hashtag fashion speaks. Fashion has been a very
is.
important and very empowering part of my past as a
Yeah.
model and as a television host and being a fempreneur, if you will. It's very important
Yeah.
how I present myself. But what have you seen or witnessed in how other women, whether it's the sisters, the wives, the daughters of these CEOs that you're working with, what have you witnessed them experience when they walk down the runway?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry again. Oh my gosh, so much. I mean, it's so much work to do these shows. And there's been times I'm like, why am I doing this? Oh my gosh, I know God, you have a plan. But when they write me notes or letters or tell me, you help me with my confidence. I never thought I could do this. I'm getting the chills right now. I just had someone say that was in a fashion show 2 years ago. Her and her daughter are at odds right now. And she actually just texted her pictures of them in the fashion show. And that has literally brought them back together. Because she said,
Wow.
"See, Megan, it wasn't always bad between us." So confidence, love, the connection, that's my
Yeah.
thing. Connection is currency, my coach has always taught me. And that's what's creating between the CEOs and their family. I even tell them, hey, if you have a housekeeper, get her on the runway. Let's get her involved. You know, if you have a gardener, let's get him involved. Let's get everybody involved. Get connection going.
I love that you say
So-
that you worked with coaches. So they've obviously had a profound effect on
Big time.
where you hired
Yeah.
a coach after the heart attack.
Yes, yes.
So what was that? I mean, hiring most people don't even think to hire a coach,
Yeah,
right? So
Yeah.
what was that like for you?
huge.
And how have they impacted your life?
Huge, because now I have a community, and I have not only a community of this amazing people that we're all supportive, but my coach is sweet, loving, but also kicks me in the ass. You know, at the same time, and she doesn't even have to tell me. I can watch one of her Facebook Lives or something, and I know I'm like, she's talking to me right now. So, you know.
Jennifer, if somebody wants to get involved in your community, how can they find and follow you?
They can find me on jenniferschultzstyle.com. And Shultz is SHULTZ. There's no C in my last name. Everybody always wants to do that. So jenniferschultzstyle.com or on Facebook, Instagram, Jennifer Schultz.
Thank you for the
Fantastic.
light that you're bringing. We
Thank
so
you.
appreciate you.
Thank
Stay tuned.
you.
We'll be back tomorrow. Good morning, LaLa Land.
Welcome back to the LaLa Land, folks.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm out of a job. That's how quick it happens. I love that. Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. So we've been talking a little bit with our life master queen here, Tanya Memi, and all of our extraordinary guests about ways to really master your life and your work. And so I guess the question I have for each of you is, what's the one tip you might offer our audience to master their lives? Is there one thing that's worked well for you in terms of creating a life of success and happiness?
For me, I think it's much better to have failed than to regret. So wake up every day and do what you love. Because if you're going to be on your deathbed going, God, I wish I'd tried that, you know what? You might have succeeded. So just wake up every day doing what you love.
Huge.
Yeah, good point. I would definitely say surround yourself with positive, encouraging people and coaches, and never give up.
Love it.
I'd probably say perseverance. One day at a time, keep going. There will be setbacks, and it's just getting through them. So yeah, just keep going and one day at a time.
Stay the path. I love it.
I think so. Yeah, look at the big picture. Keep your eye on that.
I'll keep it simple. I'll just say balance. Balance in all aspects of life. It's good. You got to stay balanced.
Yeah. My motto is everyone's the architect of their own destiny. I think you need to take personal responsibility for your success and wake up every day and go for your goals.
My motto is life is not a dress rehearsal.
There you go. All right.
Keep living it. Thank you all so much for sharing your time and your light with us. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. You can listen to all these interviews available as a podcast on iTunes, and also check us out live and streaming on EverTalk TV, available on Apple TV.
That's right. Thanks for checking us out. Check out these extraordinary individuals. DM them, DM us. We love you. Have a great day.
We're waking up the world together. It's going to be a good morning, La La Land.